not. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Just getting everything set up, and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day is going well. Gonna be back doing Immaculate Grid again. Last few weeks, I had done it before the episode, and I just don't. I only want to do it when I haven't done one already. I also made two thumbnails today by accident. So I put in the wrong episode originally. To YouTube. Gotta get the thumbnail changed. Here. Okay. It's fixed. Did I not fix it? Weird. That's set up. Okay. That's set up. Just going to get audio live. All right, and we're ready to go. Let's start. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Benny and the Booth podcast. On this week's episode, we've got Immaculate grid for today, which is back for the first time in a few weeks. We've got MLB weekly recap and a few other notes I have relating to the podcast and in general. All of that coming up. Let's get right into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 89 of Benny and the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. A few other notes. Next week, I am back in school. I still will be doing the podcast, but it's going to be later, probably shooting for like 4-ish or 5-ish, depending on what time I get home on Tuesdays. Also, from middle of September till basically through the entire October is going to be very interesting few months because I'm going to be going to Israel. My plan is I'm probably going to still do episodes, but instead of doing it live, I will pre-record it, being it's just going to be easier where I'm on a whole different time zone than everyone else, unless you're watching from Israel, which I think there are some people that I know that watch from Israel, but just easier for me and everyone else if I just do it pre-recorded and post it pre-recorded. I'll still hopefully do Immaculate Grid. Just will be all pre-recorded. And also I just have a whole bunch of family events in October in the span of like a few weeks. It's just gonna be a lot of interesting stuff. But I hope to still do episodes just pre-recorded. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the story. Oh yeah. If you are going to the Orioles-Blue Jays game tomorrow night, I am going to be there. So if you happen to see me, well, I guess come say hi. All right, let's get right into this. So, oh boy. Astros and White Sox. Okay. Someone from the 05 White Sox who came off the bench and hit the go-ahead home run in Game 3 of the World Series against Houston. Jeff Blum, literally, like it said many times over about it. Astros and Orioles. Colby Rasmus comes to mind. I'm not sure if he fully completed his season in Baltimore, so I'm not so sure I want to go with that answer. Pedro Alvarez, no. Goslin, no. Bundy, no. Weeders, no. Pierce, no. Pierce, no. Sorry. Scope, no. Hardy, don't believe so. Trying to think Houston, Baltimore. I mean, I could go with Colby Rasmus and just risk it for the biscuit. Heck it, let's send it. There we go. Yep, okay, yeah, it works. Okay. 40-plus home run season for the Astros. Batting. Bagwell, someone that comes to mind that could have done it. Springer, Altuve, Correa, Jordan, Tucker, maybe. Moises Alou. I'm more confident with Bagwell. And it was Bagwell, though, highest answer, so that kind of hurts rarity score. White Sox, Angels, John Garland, another member of the 05 White Sox. 3%. Okay. Angels, Orioles. Dylan Bundy. Okay. 40 plus homer season with the Angels. Trout would work. Ohtani would work. Salmon might. Gloss might. Down to try Salmon. I know he has the second most homers in Angels history. He did not. Okay. Detroit Gloss. Hey, Gloss did. High percentage. Okay. 500 plus homers career. Well, I know someone who works for White Sox or Orioles. I feel like he'd be less likely with the Orioles. And that's Jim Thome. Yeah. And then White Sox, I could go Frank. And honestly, I'm not sure if I have any other answer than Frank Thomas. Unless there's someone 500 home run club. So would fit. Or I don't know if so fits actually. Griffey would probably fit. You could even probably use Frank Thomas here. Let's see if that works out. Yeah. 208, that's not bad. Highest answers: Abreu, Mancini, Bagwell. Yeah, makes sense. Bagwell's the most. Giolito, Trumbo, Trout, Thomas, Murray, and Barry Bonds. Okay. All right. I'm curious to see. I'll say it, but I'm curious to see what other Astros fit. Bregman, Berkman, Bagwell, and Hidalgo all fit 40 plus homers in a season for the Astros. Interesting. Okay. How many fit for the Angels? Ohtani, Trout, Pujols, and Gloss. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with the rarity score. And honestly, I'm thankful. I mean, I could have used Frank Thomas there, but I'm thankful I didn't because it would have ruined my rarity score even more. But I'll take 8 out of 9. I like usually getting 9 out of 9s, but I'll take 8 out of 9. Not bad. Still pretty good rarity score. All right, let's stop sharing that because I don't need that anymore. But anyways, so let's get right into it. So I actually, funny enough, when doing notes for this week, kind of messed up because I started putting notes in the right file, but then my computer restarted, so closed out that file, and I by accident put it on last week's file and had to remember what was out of place and cut it and paste it into the right file, but everything worked out. All is good. Yeah, I had a little fun with that. Anyways, down 3-0, Michael Fulmer comes into and gets out of bases loaded, nobody out, jamming top the eighth. Madrigal had a solo home run to cut it to a 3-1 deficit. And then after Bellinger double, Swanson walk, Christopher Morel walk-off 3-run homer to come back to win 4-3 over the White Sox. DJ Stewart to homer game led the Mets over the Pirates 8-3. Christian Walker to homer game leads the Diamondbacks over the Rockies 9-7. Luke Raley hit a 425-foot inside the park homer that was hit into Triple's Alley, which is this area in Oracle Park where basically almost, if not pretty much guarantees you a triple. You know, while I have share screen, let me see if I can indicate what part that is. Yeah, actually, I have a good image I could use. So I'll show this to you what I mean by triples alley. This isn't like a complete image of the outfield there, but it at least gives you an idea. Uh, One moment. Yep. So this arrow is based. This area region it's a bit different now. This is like an older image. This is basically triples alley, and any ball that gets here, you basically are guaranteed a triple most of the time. Maybe not 100% of the time, but almost 100% of the time, it's guaranteed to be a triple, and if not inside the park, home run. Anyways, in a Rays 6-1 win over the Giants, Brandon Lau had a 2-homer game in the fifth. Had a 2-run homer in the fifth. That was his 100th career home run. 5-run first and 6-run seventh leads Astros over Marlins 12-5 with 2 doubles in the game. Zach Geloff became the first A's player to have 20 extra base hits and 20 runs through first 28 games, and since 2000, only 4 others have done so. In rookie season, Bo Bichette in 2019, Will Smith, the catcher, in 2019, Gary Sanchez in 2015, and Jeff Francoeur in 2005, an A's 8-0 win over the Cardinals. Stone Garrett 2-homer game leads the Nationals over the Red Sox 6-2. No, I just skipped. I apparently repeated some notes. Sorry. I just realized that. My bad. Take out the repeating parts. That's what happens when I have a file mix-up. Fernando Tatis Jr. stole home in the 7th and 5-2 Padres win over the Orioles. Julio Rodriguez had a 5-hit, 5 RBI game that led Seattle over the Royals 6-4. Jose Quintana finally got his first win as a Met against his old team from the second half of 2022 in the Cardinals, going 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a Mets 4-2 win over the 4-2 win. While Nationals were the first team to score 7+ runs, 6 earned, off someone who no-hit them in his last start in his next start versus the same team. This is a long history note, so get ready for this. Since San Diego Padres versus AJ Burnett, who was with Miami at the time, who in 2001, who had the no-hitter on May 12th of 2001, and then gave up 7+ runs in the next start on August 27th, 2001, all earned. And Nationals 8-7 win over the Phillies, and 4th time since 1980 to do so, along with the Brewers, are Scott Erickson, who was with the Twins at the time, who had the no-hitter on April 27th, 1994, and then the 7 runs were scored, all earned, on May 3rd, 1994. Dodgers versus Dennis Martinez, with the no-hitter being on June 28th, 1991, and 7 runs, 3 earned on July 6th, 1992. And probably meant 1991. Or it could be 92. I don't know. And then White Sox versus Jack Morris of the Tigers at the time had the no-hitter on May 7th, 1984, and 8 runs, all earned, on July 3rd, 1984. Rays gave up second inning grand slam home run to Shohei Ohtani in ninth in the bottom of the 9th, and tied game hit to a triple play. Yet in 10 innings, still won 9-6 versus the Angels, becoming second team to do so in MLB history since Cleveland, team name redacted. This was back before the name change. On September 7th of 1979, Jorge Soler 2-homer game led the Marlins over the Dodgers 11-3. Trey Turner 2 homers in 1 inning in the 8th inning in the Phillies 12-3 win over the Nationals, a part of the 8-run 8th for Philly, and was the first Philly to do so since Von Hayes on June 6th, 11th, 1985. 7-run 6 leads Rays over the Angels in Game 2 of doubleheader 18-4. Ellie De La Cruz hit a Little League home run or triple in the air in Reds 4-3 loss versus Blue Jays. With strikeout looking of Paul Goldschmidt, Kodai Senga became the 7th pitcher in Mets history to hit 150 strikeout mark in the rookie season, joining Noah Syndergaard, 2015. Dwight Gooden in 1984. John Matlack in 1972. Gary Gentry, not Craig, in 1969. Jerry Kuzma in 1968. And Tom Serific Seaver in 1967. And the Mets 13-2 win over the Cardinals. Yankees went on an 8-game losing streak after losing Sunday's game for the first time, and with the Red Sox sweeping them. It's longest such streak for the Yankees since August of 1995. And spoiler alert, it doesn't mean anything for this year because the Yankees are eliminated. They ended up making the playoffs as they make the playoffs in the end that year, but lost in the ALDS to the Seattle Mariners. Brandon Belt 2-homer game leads the Blue Jays over the Reds 10-3, and Nationals 4 runs all in the first, and Phillies 3 runs were all in the ninth. In a 4-3 Nationals win in the 2023 Little League Classic. There aren't much notes besides that for that game, and I just wanted to say something for that game. Next year's Little League Classic will be Yankees and Tigers. Back-to-back, not-so-intriguing matchups. And that is the notes part of this week's weekly recap. For standings, the Orioles still first place in the AL East, 77-47, followed by the Rays, 3 games back at 75-51, followed by the Blue Jays, 8.5 back at 69-56. For the AL Central, the Twins are in first place at 65-60. Guardians at in second is 59-66, 6 games back. And the Tigers at 57-68, 8 games back. I'm also not including teams that are 10-plus games behind. Because at that point, you're pretty much out of it. Anyways, that's for the AL Central. For the AL West, Rangers in first place, 72-53, followed by the 71-55 Astros, who are a game and a half back, followed by the Mariners at 70-55, 2 games back. For the NL East, Braves in first place at 80-44. For the NL Central, Brewers in first place at 68-57, followed by the 65-59 Cubs, who are 2.5 back, followed by the Reds, who are 64-61 at 4 games back. And then in the NL West, the Dodgers in first place at 76-47. And that's for the main standings. And then for the wild card standings, the Rays are in first place, 4.5 games up in the wild card, followed by the Astros, who are half game up, followed by the Blue Jays, and then everyone else outside. Mariners are a game back. Red Sox at 65-59 are 4 games back. Angels are 61-64, 9 games back, and Yankees are 60-64, 9.5 games back, and of course on the 8-game losing streak. And then in the National League, Phillies are in first at 68-57, 3 games ahead, followed by the Cubs, who've moved up a spot thanks to their win last night, a half a game up, followed by the Giants at 65-60, followed by the 65-61 Diamondbacks, who are half game back, followed by the game back Reds, followed by the Marlins, who are 64-62, a game and a half back, followed by the 60-66 Padres, who are 5.5 back, followed by the 59-67 Mets, who are 6.5 back, followed by the Nationals at 57-68, 8 games back, followed by the Pirates at 56-69, 9 games back. That's the standings update. And then for today's schedule, Cubs at Tigers at 6:40, Rockies at Rays at 6:40, Giants and Phillies at 6:40, Cardinals at Pirates at 7:05, Blue Jays at Orioles at 7:05, Nationals at Yankees at 7:05, Dodgers at Guardians at 7:10, Mets at Braves at 7:20, Red Sox at Astros at 8:10, Mariners at White Sox at 8:10, Twins at Brewers at 8:10, Twins at Angels at Reds at Angels, not Twins, at 9:38, Royals at A's at 9:40, Rangers at Diamondbacks at 9:40, and Marlins and Padres 9:40. That is this week's episode of the podcast. Let's wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this week's episode of Benny and the Ruth podcast. On next week's episode, which will be episode 90, we will hopefully have Immaculate Grade once again. We'll have MLB Weekly Recap and whatever happens between now and then. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Oh, and also college football is coming back soon. We'll only having that talk back soon, very soon. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and leave notification bell so you're notified when I go live and or post video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, and hit the notification button so you're notified when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in next week's episode 90. Bye-bye.